It's the morning of the procedure. I've got about 15 minutes to go before I set off. Feeling alright, bit nervous of course. I'm more nervous now about the pain side of things, but I've had quite a bit of feedback from a post that I'd asked advice for off people just to who might have experienced it, and although not many people have experienced this procedure, more people have experienced the D&C route, which is general anaesthetic and you're put asleep. It's been really nice to have that support, and just how many people go through miscarriages, that's been really supportive. So I found comfort with that. So thank you everyone who's got in touch with me. The reason why I'm doing this and I'm being so open about it is because I want to help other people. That's always been my intention. After my first miscarriage, we waited 6 weeks for a viability scan to tell people that, you know, it was about 93% accuracy that the pregnancy was going to be viable. So we went off that. It was our first experience. We told everyone. I couldn't wait because I could get quite, with the symptoms, I got quite like, oh, so it was quite obvious for people at home who knew me. So we told everyone, and then the miscarriage happened, and then I had to untell everyone, and I found that really difficult. But as the times have gone on, I've been very open about my pregnancies very early on, because I just think, what's the point in trying to hide something that's there? If I lose it, I'm honouring it, and it's part of me for whatever amount of time it stays with me for, and also to record my journey to help others. So I suppose some people might think, why is she so open about this? Some people might see it as attention seeking, which it definitely isn't. I think I channel my energy into speaking about it because I set up my project Bug Baby, because people don't talk about this so much. And what is so common is that so many women who you might be stood next to have suffered miscarriage. And I've been doing this for 2.5 years, this idea, this project, and it's been building up, and I haven't got a huge following, but that's not the point of it, is it? I'm not famous, I'm not going to get attention. That's fine. If I can just help one person, 2 people, give them comfort, then that's what I'm here to do. And it helps me in the process because it's very healing. So I do want this to be shared with other people who you think may need that support. I'm not wanting to put myself on expose myself on a platform just for anybody to sort of see, because it's not everyone's cup of tea, is it? Because they're not going through it. But equally men as well, we forget about men and how they might be feeling through all of this. And you don't often hear men talking about their experiences, but I'm not a man, so I can't do that. And so I can only do what I can do. So I'm going to be obviously filling you in. I'm going to be doing the blog, hopefully post-procedure, because it's a local anaesthetic and I'm hoping that I will physically be okay. So yeah, there we go. I'm not going to lie, it's been a bit of a tough week. I had the procedure done on Wednesday, the manual vacuum aspiration. So I couldn't find anywhere on the internet much. The miscarriage website had stories. Someone sent me those stories through, which was good, but there wasn't really any real life connection to people that, you know, that I could get some reassurance from. So although I felt reassured and comforted by the responses that I got, I realised that no one's really talking about it, and it's a very personal, individual matter. Of course, it's a life event that some people are going to struggle through more than others. For me, because it's my 6th pregnancy and I keep getting recurrent miscarriage, I've got kind of numb and used to it, really. So I think it highlighted just how much is not available to people like me who wanted to talk to someone. So I've done my blog for that reason. So most of the information is in the blog. I'm not going to go over that now. I'm going to sort of talk about post procedure. On the night that I wrote the blog was the day that I had the procedure, and I went to bed and I was pretty alright. I was on the painkillers. There was uncomfortable pain, of course, and I was tired, but I was also relieved that it had been done, and also my body, I was ready for that release, if you will, because I wasn't feeling well at all from how it was making me feel. These symptoms were so intense, and I just found that very difficult to still have those symptoms and have the pregnancy still there, but no heartbeat, but yet the pregnancy was there. So I found that difficult. So I was relieved. And the procedure, I felt like I really honoured the fetus, and I let that go. I'm quite spiritual, so I have my own way of dealing with things. I've wrote about that in the blog. So on the night I got pain in my tummy. I woke up and I was in quite severe pain, and I realised that was the medication, the pain relief that had run out. So one of the things that I will say is follow the advice, which I was doing, but it had run out during the night, and I needed that pain relief, and the hot water bottle is really effective. The other thing that I would like to advise, and this is based on my experiences, so the most uncomfortable thing for me that I found post-procedure is bowel movement. That's caused me the most pain. So what I would say is, I'm not a doctor, by the way, I'm saying what I've done. I took a laxative last night, a drink of laxative, just to help with that process, and that made it a lot easier because the pressure was just really hurting against my cervix. I'd rather give that advice of what I've done. I'm not saying that's right for everyone else. So I've had a lot of sort of pain in that way, really. And then I'm still taking pain relief. It's now Monday. They did say that within the week you might find that there's a little bit of tissue, etc., that's still being released, which I have found that. But it's been really, it's manageable. I did have a bit of a breakdown on Saturday, a combination of things that have been going on, and I'm still processing it all now. There's not really a lot much else I can say about it, other than it hasn't put me off wanting to try for another. That's something that I was really concerned about, that it would probably put me off wanting to try again, because there's one way in, there's one way out, and I have been able to manage the chemical pregnancies easily because it's more of a mental emotional frustration. They come and go very quickly. It's very common. It happens to a lot of people. They don't even know they're pregnant. But this, getting weeks into a pregnancy, and although I feel very fortunate that the pregnancy has stopped itself from progressing, and that I'm not one of those people who, I am not by any ways undermining anyone's loss for whatever amount of weeks that loss is. But for me personally, it's better for me to suffer an early loss. I could never put myself in a place of those ladies who have lost later losses. I never would want to put myself in that place. So overall, I'm feeling quite optimistic, and I feel that in a way I've got to stop calling it pregnancy diaries. Well, I should be calling it miscarriage diaries, really, shouldn't I? But I just feel like now, energetically, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, that I am letting go of the fact that I always think I'm going to miscarry. I've got to let that go. I've got to change that thought process. And I feel that, okay, I'm older, but I'm just not quite ready to just give up on it just yet. So I'm not sure where I'm going with my vlogs now. So the worst part is, for me, I don't actually live with my partner, the father of my child. People probably see that as an odd relationship to have, but it works for us. So the pregnancy diaries are probably going to be on hold for some time. The COVID year has given us some opportunities. It's been a tough year for me with the losses, but I'm just ready for 2021 and hoping that my project can just get better and help other people, and that I can just share other experiences of being a mother, because it is an incredible journey. It's just the most, to come home to my daughter and hold her in my arms after what I went through that day, the trauma of it, that was magic. To look at her every night as she sleeps next to me is magic, and just everything about her is magic. So I have that, and I'd love for her to have a little brother and sister, but circumstances aren't always in your favour in life, and with us being at a distance and living independently from each other, it's not always easy. So we'll just see what happens.